My name is Dr. Lori West. I'm a pediatric transplant cardiologist and I'm a transplant immunologist. Just heard last week from the Minister of Health the announcement of the launch of the Canadian National Transplant Research Program, and I will be leading that program. The coalition called the CNTRP, the Canadian National Transplant Research Program, is led from here at the University of Alberta. Two of the projects are led from here by my colleagues, Dr. James Shapiro and Dr. Atul Humar, and one of the cores is led from the University of Alberta, and that's through Professor Tim Caulfield. More than 13 centers across 9 provinces who have come together to create a program to investigate problems related to donation and transplantation. There aren't enough donors, there aren't enough organs or bone marrow donors to meet the need in Canada, and it's falling behind year by year. But the other main problem that we face is not just the availability of transplants, it's the long-term survival of transplants. It depends on so many factors that there isn't really an average. I mean, kidney transplants tend to have a longer survival in terms of number of years, but it's quite variable. The most successful heart transplants are generally the infants. It may be interesting for people to know that there are currently 4,500 Canadians awaiting a transplant, an organ transplant, and roughly a quarter to a third of those individuals will not receive a transplant. So this is really a striking problem. If an individual signs an organ donor card and it's dependent on their family to additionally give permission despite the wishes of the individual themselves, this could be something that needs to be approached, as it has done in the United States. We need to look at this in a Canadian context because we have an enormous country geographically with a relatively small population that's quite different than the United Kingdom, for example. So the solutions that might work in the UK may not be the best ones to work here. So we really have to investigate this in a very careful way for the realities of Canada.